Hi, this is Dr. Dan, and I'm going to talk today about eating and specifically types of eating plans or programs because it's kind of silly to think that there's only one way to get to where you're going. Just like when you're getting in your car and you're trying to set the route, there's always more than one way. Now, certainly, some routes may be more direct than others. Now we, of course, have Google Maps or Apple Maps, and it will map things out for us and let us know very quickly which is the theoretically quickest way. Back in the day when we had just maps, I don't know if any of you are old enough, but paper maps or even stopping at gas stations for instructions, different times. So you didn't always know the fastest way right off the get-go. And you could try and calculate, but it didn't tell you where the traffic was. It didn't tell you if there was construction. And I promise I got a point. The way this is going is that we can't always tell what's going to be best for somebody as far as getting the result that they're looking for, whether that's losing weight or getting the lab blood values back to normal, reversing the type 2 diabetes, helping with the neuropathy. Now, we're practiced and we've seen thousands of people with this program. So we have ideas and we have inklings in terms of what's going to be best. But some of that, of course, relies also on the patient, what the patient can tolerate. It's just like if you were getting ready to train for a marathon, for instance, you wouldn't have somebody go out and run a marathon the first week. That's not going to happen, especially if they'd never run before. It's slow and steady, and it's a building, like a foundational program. And that's really the direction that we go with our programs, is because we don't want people trying to drink from a fire hose. We don't want them overwhelmed. We don't want them unsuccessful. Now, should it be simple and super easy? No, not always. We're changing behaviors. We're doing things differently. We're being more present. We're actually thinking about what we're doing as opposed to just being on autopilot or reacting to situations or triggers as they may be. And all of that factors into how do we make things simpler, or how do we make things easier so people can achieve success. And so, like various programs, we have a paleo type program where it's basically just eating whole foods and non-processed foods, and then we have transitional where we can talk about doing keto, and then more recently we've been experimenting with full carnivore. And of course all of these have been disparaged at one point in time or another by the mainstream media and the mainstream medicine. They all work to varying degrees with patients. Some people can get all the way to where they want to go with just a paleo program, and then some people aren't satisfied and want to go as far as they can possibly go, and they want to get into the hardcore keto or hardcore carnivore. I've experimented with all of them. I'm re-experimenting with carnivore right now, but with a little bit of a twist and sticking just to animal products. And actually found that's actually easier for me than keto. But again, everybody is going to be a little bit different. So there's going to be a different key for all of those locks. And that's where the benefit of experience comes in, and process. We have those tools, we have that experience, so we can help people guide themselves, because we're there to help. But in the end, it's a personal journey. Help people guide themselves to the result that they're looking for. And again, here to provide the advice and counsel that's needed so that, again, there's good decision making occurring. We're not making mistakes by, for instance, we'll pick on diet soda. Drinking diet soda or diet pop is not a good thing, because it actually tricks the body to thinking it's getting more sugar, and then that sends out an insulin response, which is not a good thing, especially if we're trying to teach insulin sensitivity or restore insulin sensitivity. But that's just one small example. There's lots of little things where people can get tripped up, and that's why we're here, is to provide that support and guidance. And we have online platforms as well as very tried and tested supplements, nutrition supplements, protein powders, and all of the things that are necessary so that you can get the biggest bang for your buck out of your body and get the best result. So I can understand when we're talking about dietary changes or lifestyle changes, that it can be overwhelming at times. And that's where our program excels, because it's one day at a time, one step at a time. It's not too terribly overwhelming. Of course, it's can be a little bit challenging in the beginning with the initial changes, but people find out after week 1, week 2, week 3, it gets easier, and it's that progressive snowball rolling down the hill, gathering momentum, gaining speed and size, making things easier for them. And so that's all I'm going to say for today. Be sure to click the like link below if you've learned something, or if you have more questions, let us know at that help@fixmept.com. We're happy to help and look forward to hearing from you.